Hey guys, James here, and this video, just walking down to the library. As you can tell, it's very cold here in Sydney, and some more breakthroughs, and more ahas, deeper understandings of how does frequency healing or dimensional healing, or again what Masati has dubbed and packaged exponential intelligence. How does it all work? How does transforming your life work, and what is the most effective way in doing it? And I was just having a chat with my father this morning. It's really nice, really lovely, you know. Instead of say being protective, and like, again, if you haven't seen previous videos, go check them out. Again, I had a session with Mars a week ago now, but you might receive this a little later. And how I had to parent myself as a kid, and at the age of 31, still protecting that, say, 7-year-old, right? Still protecting. And I'm absolutely, in the past, I've defended myself and been very protective, very defensive and protective. And now, I had a lovely breakfast with my father, my dad, and it was just nice, He was trying to, again, chat with me about a few business ideas that I've had around the basketball industry, and trying to get an understanding of my decision-making process, and it's just really nice. So, which brings me to the point on this video, which is about, the power of referencing, and the power of, one, spatial referencing, as you might know it, or if you're new here, you may not know it. So go check out some of my other videos. There's a video that I've made on spatial referencing. So you could even just type it in, James McDonald spatial referencing, into YouTube, and it should come up. But we're going a little deeper now, right? So this is deeper, and this is more, say, advanced spatial referencing, which is all about dimensional referencing, right? So instead of, say, referencing physical objects, you're actually referencing different realities, okay, and different dimensions of self. And the reason why this video came up was I was chatting with my dad, and Dad, if you're watching, how are you? He's probably not watching. So I'm chatting with my old man, and we're talking about, running holiday camps for kids, basketball camps, because it's come up as possibilities for me to do. And I used to manage, a huge basketball camp, holiday camp business here in Sydney, really big one. So, and it was very lucrative, right? So we're chatting away, and he's like, "Mate, I just need to get clarity on the why, about your decision on, either moving in that direction versus moving in the frequency healing direction, what I'm doing here." And again, what you guys know me for. And to me, I'm always moving into the frequency healing direction. Again, it just feels like a grander version of who I am, right? It feels like the reference point, the dimension of self, felt more aligned with that grander version of who I am, my purest potential, right? It was moving in that direction. And we're always moving in that direction. So, of again, being our purest self, purest potential, connecting even more, living from that space. So anyway, we're chatting, and I'm just observing. I'm like, oh wow, this is really cool. Like, we're chatting about the basketball business, and as I'm listening and observing, I literally just see like two realities pop up. I'm like, oh cool. So I'm like kind of seeing how my father's seeing. And basically what was happening was and it's an amazing idea. It's awesome. It's so, it's beautiful. So supporting kids and sport and fun and teamwork and all those great elements. And again, lucrative as well, if you do it right. But he was referencing that reality and not even looking at this other reality, right? So he was basically in that reality and say witnessing and seeing me, or at least see whatever it is, through that lens, right? That dimension of self, say here, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, cool. Well, that's where I am at. Or maybe I was just seeing myself, right, through me, through my dad, like a mirror. So I saw this old reality here, and then a new reality further up here, right? That was more pure, or say, grander for me. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Isn't that just like so cool? That because we're chatting away, and he was a little bit very say attached to that reality versus this reality, or say that dimension versus this dimension. And it just got me thinking about the power of where you're positioned spatially or where you're positioned dimensionally will influence the way that you see things. It's going to influence the way that you see the world, that you perceive the world, the way that people treat you, even your cell function. And I know this might sound crazy. I jumped off a lovely client session this morning. She's been with me since probably April. It felt like longer, but it hasn't been that long. And she had really big troubles with her gut, and it's coming back online. It's really coming back online. Yeah, there's still a way to go, but she used to be super reactive to foods. Now she's not as reactive, and she tried everything. And I might actually interview her in a few months. And she tried everything, all the health remedies, nootropic things, mold, treating mold, sickness, all that sort of stuff. But because she was in that same reality of self, or that same coordinate, or that same dimension, no matter what she took or had, it didn't really work. It didn't really last. Now, because she's shifting her frequency, and she's shifting literally her dimension of self, her coordinates, and how she's positioned in space and time, she's accessing grander, or she's accessing, say, her natural healing abilities, right? Or she's accessing those ingredients that support a healthy gut. So now she's moving towards that, right? So again, she's shifting her dimension of self, and then she's now accessing that knowledge and those self-healing abilities that's already alive in her, right? She's just had to re-access them, right? So again, the power of the power of referencing what dimension you're in, or what reality you're in. And you don't need to, I'm just expressing this with you guys because it really helps me understand it more from a mechanical standpoint, like a mechanics standpoint, but you don't really need to get it in order for frequency healing to work. And again, it's not even frequency healing. I mean, that's just the label, but again, dimensional healing for, say, the programs to really support you. You don't need to mentally get it. It's not a mental thing. So, 5 years, 10 years being in the personal development industry, 5 years really going deep into this stuff with Masati and myself. Even today, as I'm noticing this, I'm like, wow, a deeper level of understanding, and a deeper appreciation, and a deeper aha moment of like, fuck, man, this is so powerful, really powerful, and how cool. that we all have access to this. Again, the potential to access it. So again, it's not a mindset change. It's not and the more and more I go through this, the more and more I really lands, and it really just, it's not a mental thing, right? We're not changing your mindset. You know, you're not changing your psychology, although that is a part of it. You literally, as you move through the online program or sessions with me, I'm helping you shift your coordinates and where you're positioned in space and time. And as you do that, when you shift dimensionally or from a frequency perspective, your psychology starts to change, because you are in a different environment. You are creating from a different environment, which then influences your psychology, which affects your decision making, which affects all those physical things. Do you still need to do those things and make those decisions? Absolutely, you know. But with frequencies behind you and that self-understanding, it becomes a lot more efficient for you. Okay, so just a reminder, guys, it's all about referencing. It's all about referencing where your purest potential is. So ask that question, you know, throughout the day, or if you have a meditation practice, or if you've done the programs and you know about, say, the mechanics, the process, you know, continue to ask yourself, you know, how can I connect to my purest potential even more, you know? Or you could ask another question of, say, you know, I wonder where I am compared to my best self. I wonder where I am. Yeah. And for those that are familiar with the grid, right, or your pedestal, you can observe that. If you're not familiar with it, don't worry. Just allow this video to kind of absorb, and you know, look at some upcoming programs on my website. And I mean, either or, really, that's for anyone. Whether you've been with me for a few months, a year, or you're new, it doesn't really matter. The programs are for everyone. So if you're drawn to it, it's great. Trust that. But yeah, again, ask that question. I wonder where does my purest potential live? And see how it shows up in your space. It's like, I wonder how I could connect with my purest potential even more. And then just let it be. Okay, so I'll leave it there, short and sweet-ish, 13 minutes. And if you have any questions, hit me up. I've got the program, Winter Love Edition, kicking off on the 22nd or 23rd of July, I can't really remember, Tuesday, end of July. So a really powerful love edition of the 18 days, or the program. I've relabeled it the program, the Winter Love Edition, because again, I've moved through, I've just had some really cool realizations around love, and you know, instead of fighting for success, it's why not just love, be love, you know, and just, so if you want to look at those details on my website, and yeah, give this video a like if you got this far, comment, leave a comment if anything lands for you, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, much love, peace.